Hey everyone, welcome to the official, and yes, we're official now, GameSkinny RoundTable Podcast. Today is July the 31st, 2013. We are streaming live on Twitch TV/GSRoundTable. We do this every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and the recordings will be posted Fridays on GameSkinny.com. I'm joined here today with the full, give or take, full crowd. Guys, tell us a little bit about yourselves, starting with the nudist.
What's up, everyone? I'm Nunu, and I'm a nudist Taheda over on GameSkinny.
Next, we have Gary.
I'm Gary. Don't actually have the list open, so I didn't know I was next.
He's the smart one. We also have Ernesto.
Hello. Dork Knight on GameSkinny, and newest member of the chat group.
Welcome! Yay!
Hooray!
Clap, 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 clap.
We're popular.
We're gonna haze them.
Next, we have Rob. You remember Rob?
Oh, hello.
He's talking from like the bottom of a well right now.
Am I?
He's underwater.
Or
I guess I'm gonna break out the mic. Alright, well. Rob,
You sounded
take
fine,
a balls.
like five seconds ago. You sounded
It's
absolutely
mumble.
fine.
It's fucking mumble. Fuck mumble. Take a balls. Do it.
take your balls. Now, we should have Jay here, or John here, but I don't see him. So we're moving right along to Riley,
Who's also not here.
who's also not here. What happened?
Well, his mumble got deleted from his computer somehow, so he is re-downloading that at
He
the
is
moment.
a smart man. Alright, well, he'll be here, hopefully, later to join us. But next we have Louie.
Hi everyone. I'm Louie. I like long walks on the beach and getting caught in the rain.
I have nothing to say to that. We also have Jay.
Hello. That is my name. I'm an editor over at GameSkinny. I'm pretty sure I'm just Jay on GameSkinny, so check
I
me
thought
out,
it was
yo.
JR.
Oh, probably that. Basically, you might, if you happen to post on GameSkinny, I might edit your things, and you will interact with me, and that's
And-
neat.
He does a great job too.
And he's
He does
totally
a
drunk.
great job.
Duh, thanks, guys.
He's made me cry twice.
So, am I better now?
You are much
A lot
better
better.
now.
Alright.
Sweet. Also, I'm Stephanie. I'm Miratakura on GameSkinny. I own the place.
She is our
Yes.
fearless leader.
And our
Fearless
host.
leader. For tonight at least. Anyway,
For
moving
every
right
night.
along, we have some interesting new topics that have developed over the past week or so. We can start in with
Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy.
Oh wait, we're starting with me? What? Okay,
Yes.
I guess
Yes, we are.
the benchmark is being released on the 1st. You can go ahead and create your character on the benchmark to have it preset for whenever beta phase 4 starts, and that's pretty much it.
That's smart.
I thought the beta started yesterday.
No, the
Ba-
beta
phase
is
4.
not started from what I'm aware of. The benchmark's supposed to come out before the beta.
Oh.
Yeah.
You've been misinformed, sir.
No, I
Yes,
read
sir.
somewhere that it was on either the 30th or the 31st, but
No,
I could have
that's,
been wrong.
no, that's
Your
someone...
MMO badge has been revoked.
Yeah,
No, I'm
you
fired.
are fired from the MMO community.
Oh.
Deleting.
I just got deleted.
Well done. We're
what
what,
happened.
five
I didn't know
minutes
you
into
could
this
do that.
already? 5 minutes and Rob got deleted.
Great.
That's what happens from time to time.
Hey,
Speaking
you
of MMOs, though, we also have some news about Guild Wars 2, I hear.
Oh, that's me too.
That's
Oh,
you too.
hey.
Get on it.
Yes, Guild Wars 2 has a new thing coming out on the 6th. It's basically a new event for, like, a Coliseum. I don't even have it open. Let me open that.
Hey, I play that game.
But, it's... Hang on.
It's called
It's
Queen
Queen's Jubilee.
Jenna. Yes, that.
But basically, there's going to be a live stream by the developers on the 5th to give an early look about it. And then on the 6th, there's like a bunch of different things going on. There's going to be hot air balloons, the opening ceremony,
And that's all in game though, right?
someone being really loud.
Jay, turn your mic off.
What? That's not me. I swear.
Get your balls off the fucking
I'm
control
not
key, okay?
saying any. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Let's move.
But yeah, basically it's going to
Sorry.
be a whole bunch of awesomeness leading up to a fight in the Queen's Gauntlet, which sounds like PvP. And
Is this going to be a level 60 event, or does it matter? Because I know they do. I know they do the scaling, but
I don't see anything that says whether it's going to be a scaled event or an end game event.
interesting.
Any MMO or info on MMOs? That was a dumb joke.
MMR.
I should hope so.
Emma Minfo.
Rob, don't you want to tell us a little more about Neverwinter?
Neverwinters. Yes, they hit 2 million accounts, which, you know, give or take, is like probably not true because you know how that works. But
Well, yeah.
that's what they're claiming is 2 million accounts have been like activated because it's a free-to-play game, so obviously you can't really say subs. But yeah.
So 2
They're-
million bots. Got it.
I mean,
Tune in
it's
what?
kind of like Origin.
Bots.
Like EA discussing how many installs of Origin people have done.
Well, okay, that's a little bit different. Because if you go with installs, there's probably been a lot more installs than there has been like accounts made.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking accounts, not actual installs, because I'm dumb. But accounts.
Yeah.
We have a lot of them, it seems.
It's actually like that's a lot of accounts for an MMO, really, because if you think about it, WoW has been the biggest MMO for the longest time.
Well,
And,
Yeah,
Yes
what are
and no.
their numbers now? I know those just went
they
down
dropped down
drastically.
to 6,600,000 or something like that. Or
Or
no,
it's seven.
No,
seven.
seven,
lost-
7 million, yeah. But they lost
600,000.
600,000 subs, yeah. So, I mean, that's a huge number for them. They're losing subs like left and right.
Yeah, I mean,
been
to
doing
be
that for a while.
fair, it's an old game at this point.
It's an old game that they've been trying to. It's like fucking beating a dead horse at this point. Come on now.
There definitely still is a community that loves that game, that plays it constantly. So, I mean, there still is that, and they're still gonna keep on playing.
Well, there's still so many trolls in that game that it's just horrible. But there's going to be a base community that still loves the game regardless.
I can see that.
It's kind of like how EverQuest just didn't die for so long.
Yes, it's going to be the exact same way.
Well, it's
I don't know
Final
because
Fantasy-
EverQuest kind of teetered though. I mean, I think it'll still have a steady following. EverQuest just kind of was there, I guess.
Here's a little
Yeah.
known fact. Final Fantasy XI actually released before WoW did, and it's still going pretty strong.
No
That
way.
has a pretty popular
First console MMO.
following, yeah.
Damn, I didn't know that.
On the note of having a lot of subscribers, League of Legends released a new patch. Well, new
Yes, they
patch
did.
notes. And
The patch is out today.
is it out today? I'm gonna have to
Yep.
download it because it looks just absolutely amazing. There's so
And
it's
many
huge.
good changes.
It is a massive, massive patch. Are we diving into this right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
All
let's
right.
go.
So there are tons and tons of small changes. Master Yi, old champion that's been changed a lot, has a new rework and some gorgeous new animations and graphics, which is awesome. Huge changes to items in this patch. Apparently they wanted to have magic resistance be a much bigger role in this patch, so there's a new item called the Spectre's Cowl, which is health and magic resistance, and that will build into the Spirit's Visage, Banshee's Veil, Guardian Angel, and all that good stuff. So they're changing around some pretty massive things in terms of items. Additionally, the Runic Bulwark...
Can I cut you off for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
That item that they released that was a magic resist item. I don't remember what it was called, but isn't it a returning item, not a new item?
No. The Spectre's
was the
Cowl
returning
is
item?
not a returning item. The returning items are going into the Twisted Tree Line map, from what I
Is
understand.
that what it is?
Yes, they're items that were taken out of the Twisted Treeline map, and they're going back in. And there's also items being removed from the Twisted Treeline map again.
Yep. Yeah, and then the other big thing is the Runic Bulwark is removed from the game, because that was introduced at the beginning of Season 3 as kind of an upgrade to Aegis of the Legion, and so that's kind of a big deal if they're just taking an item completely out of the game right now. So that doesn't happen.
That's a huge deal.
However, they are making the Aegis build into the Locket of...
Yeah, so the
something.
Locket of Iron Solari is going to be buffed up quite a bit, and that will be the next... It'll be the upgrade to the Aegis. So that's pretty cool, because it does synergize pretty well. Champions that would get one often got the other, so it's kind of nice that's all wrapped into one bundle. There's that. The thing that I think is really funny about the whole magic resistance thing, because... So they released the patch note video where they say, like, oh yeah, we want magic resist to be a new, like, bring it back. We really want an item to be the magic resist item. And everyone online is like, well, what about Force of Nature? Because that used to be a magic resist item that was awesome, and they took that out completely a while ago, so why not bring that back?
Because lol.
Yeah,
Because lol.
I think the biggest thing for me being a jungle main, the biggest thing were the jungle changes.
Yeah, why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, like the raid spawn time is at 1 minute 55 or 2:05 now instead of 1 minute and 55 seconds, and then like base health for what was it, golems? No, I don't remember. Yeah, ancient golems base health reduced by 100, things like that. That's huge, really huge changes for main junglers.
The kind of changes in this patch, I honestly would not expect to see until the Season 4 massive patch. Well, like this is like a lot of big stuff that's being changed right now.
On that note, what do you think that's going to do for the esports market?
Oh god, I don't even know.
Because that's going to have to. A lot of teams are going to have to change their gameplays.
Yeah, I mean, LCS is still going on, like, every week, so, I don't know. Good luck, I guess.
I know, right?
They can
here you
go have fun with it. They're pro players, they should be able to adapt, but, yeah.
Here's a big-ass patch for you guys to figure out while you're in the middle of your games.
Yep. Keep you on your toes. Speaking of keeping us on our toes, we have a full house now. John and Riley both have showed up.
No, snap.
Someday they will learn how to be on time.
No.
But until then, they're here now.
Don't do it.
I'm a figment of your imagination.
Figment of my imagination.
We
This is someone who hasn't talked for a little while. Ernesto, are you still around?
You leave me alone.
Are you sober?
Yeah, I'm just
tell us
3 in.
about DuckTales, please.
I wish I was drunk.
That was beautiful.
Oh my god.
Yes! Yes!
Thank you very much for that wonderful theme intro. Yeah, so DuckTales is going to be coming out on the... I lost all my stuff.
I thought it was already out.
It's coming out on the 13th.
On the 13th. It's coming out on the 13th on PlayStation Network, Xbox One. It can be pre-ordered on PlayStation Plus now for $3 less, I believe.
Yes, $11.99.
Oh, okay, that's why I was confused, because it was showing it up there, and I'm like, wait a second, this is out? Okay. So it's just pre-ordering a downloaded game.
Yes. It's part of the PlayStation Play 2013, where the more you pre-order, the more you save.
So you save on other digital downloads?
I believe that the way it works is the more you download from that summer play section, you get money back. So if you download 2, you get $3 for another download or whatever.
Yeah, for 3
that's
games you get
actually
6,
really cool.
and then if you buy all 4 games, you get 10.
That's really smart.
Yeah, I bought 3 games, I think, last year.
One of the main reasons I put that as something for today is because Castle of Illusion also got announced, and they've been showing trailers for it online. And I'm trying to figure out, Disney's doing a really good job of remastering games. So Castle of Illusion's coming out. DuckTales is coming out. There's a rumor that Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers might come out, but
yes.
What's that?
Wow.
Chip 'n Dale's video game?
yeah, the original NES Chip 'n Dale's
snap!
remastered, kind of like DuckTales.
Chip 'n Dale.
yes.
Why does that sound so familiar?
Chip
It's a
and
male. It's
Dale.
like the male
not-
version of Hooters.
No, that's Chip and Dale's. This is Chip and Dale.
Oh, I
Yeah,
fucking
the
hate
Little
that game.
chipmunks.
The little chipmunks from
Yes.
that used
I
to
hate
harass
that game.
Pluto all the time in the old Disney cartoons.
Yeah, and they went around on adventures, and they were awesome.
I'm probably the youngest one here, so all this
And
stuff
not
is
naked?
like right over my head.
I broke that game, I think. My dad wanted me to play it with him, and I was mad because I couldn't beat like one stage
You're a very violent person.
I was
was
gonna
angry.
say.
when I was younger. And also that other game by Disney, the shit. Who's
The
the
shit.
dog
I don't
character?
remember
Who's
that
the
game.
dog character?
Goofy?
Goofy, yeah, Goofy and his son. And I'd always like die in
Goof
that
Troop?
game. Yes,
Goof Troop!
that game can sleep in the pits of hell.
Yeah, secretly we're all 6-year-olds still. Just
It's
if any
'cause-
listeners are still listening to us. Yep.
What do you mean secretly?
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, outwardly, pretty much.
Yeah,
What about Secret World?
we're all gonna be wearing funny hats, right?
What about the
What?
Secret World?
I don't think there's any new news about the Secret World. There's
It's an
never
amazing
any new
game.
news
Did you
about
know
the
it's free to
Secret
play?
Play the
World.
Secret World. Play it.
No, not yet.
Just do it.
But
Nike.
Martian Manhunter DLC.
I just made $10.
All right,
For-
you're gonna keep harassing me in the middle of
I'm
my
gonna
Bud
keep
Light.
harassing
That's fine.
you. You need to talk more because you're new and I'm hazing you.
Yep.
What's this DLC for?
That's not nice. All right, so Martian Manhunter was released yesterday as
For
a new
Injustice.
DLC fighter for Injustice.
Oh god. People
Originally,
still play that game?
he was a background character. Yeah, actually, it's a pretty popular.
What do you mean, people?
Fighting game.
I'm
Dude,
not
that's
joking.
new.
It's
That,
run
like,
at
just
the
came
majors.
out.
I know this. Come on, son.
This is like the major tournament
I
game
hate
right
that
now.
game.
So anyway, he used to be in the background. Fans wanted him to be a playable character, so they pushed him as a DLC. Ed Boon announced that there's going to be, at a minimum, one more fighter coming out. He said it's going to be a fan favorite.
Sub-Zero.
The consensus would either be okay, a DC character. The consensus is going to be either the Red
Zora
Hood
Neknatu.
or
What?
The Red Hoop?
the Red Hood.
That's a good
Ooh,
character.
Yeah.
Originally the Joker, and it also ended up being, who was it? One of the Robins.
Batman Beyond.
Dick Tracy? No, not Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy? You mean like, oh god,
Dick
Nightwing?
Grayson. Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson.
Dick
thank you.
Grayson. Well, he's
Isn't it-
Nightwing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's like Nightwing's alternate costume in the game.
Oh, that's who Nightwing is. Dick Grayson.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Damian Wayne. Sorry.
Okay. Red
Side
Robin,
note.
maybe? I don't know.
Side
And,
note, I
the
would
other one-
love Dick Tracy to be in that. That'd be hysterical.
I was gonna say,
Who?
that sounds awesome.
if Dick Tracy actually was in Injustice, that would be so funny.
Just
That'd
the
be
character
amazing.
Dick Tracy?
Yeah, just there.
Just
Oh.
as
In the
DLC.
background. He doesn't even need to be a playable character. He's just be in the background smirking.
Anything else about Injustice? I kind of want to talk about the game.
The other character that they're pushing towards is Zatanna, which is the one that got voted
That's a
in.
good character, too.
So how much is this DLC?
I think they're $5 a pop. Each character has been.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably just gonna be $5.
Which I mean, if you like play that game, then that's really not that big of a deal. But
Well, how much is the base price for the game?
$60.
Yeah, $60 still.
Oh wow! So
The
alright.
the season
It's-
pass came with three or four characters? Four characters. Came with Zod. It came with
Batgirl,
Batgirl,
Lobo,
and Scorpion.
I thought the Scorpion was an extra. I thought the season pass covered those three characters and this Martian character.
No, there was a huge stink about it because everybody got pissed when they put Scorpion in because he's not part of the DC universe. But Martian Manhunter is a separate purchase.
Oh, that's weird.
So this is what I plan to do. Is I'm gonna wait until they come out with the Game of the Year edition or whatever, and then just buy that when that eventually goes on sale. So I'm going to get like all of this for $20.
You are no fun, good sir.
Can I just say something real quick?
You ruin the fun of anticipation.
I don't want to take this too far off topic, but it's still related to the DLC. You mentioned that they're planning one more character and that they might have more coming out, right?
Yeah.
Assuming they do release more characters, it's probably not going to be a part of the season pass. Which,
Nope.
Thinking that Borderlands 2 did the same thing, where the season pass covered these 4 episodes, and now they're going to release like a few more missions, but it's not a part of the season pass. People are paying more. Do you see this like trend building where people are paying for season passes and still having to pay for more content that's being released afterwards?
Yeah.
It's funny you said that. I was about to bring that up, but yeah, it's just getting ridiculous because I mean the season's passes are like specific when they tell you this is what we're offering with the season pass. But if I don't understand why they're not including more in it. It feels like people are being cheated because you're giving them money. The money that you give them ahead of time is worth more to them than paying for the individually. So if you pay like $30 for a season pass, that's worth more than paying like $35 once the DLC actually comes out.
I'm afraid that pretty soon. Sorry, go ahead.
When you say season pass, doesn't that mean like season pass? I mean, it's good for a period of time, right?
No, it usually means certain DLCs. It's like the next 4 DLCs that come out for this game, you will get for this price as opposed to paying for them individually. Right. That's their version.
Okay, so what I'm getting at...
DLC was funny that way.
What I'm getting at is, like, if you pay for a season pass for, say, you pay for football, and you get the season pass, that's what you get. You get the season pass. You don't get to know how those games are going to turn out. You get to find out when they go on the TV.
Right, but you got to think about the way games are made. Those DLCs are probably planned way ahead. And I know this is a topic later on. I'm pretty sure it is. But BioShock, the DLC just came out recently. And it ended up being a pile of shit challenge map.
Well, see, that's just the first part. They said there was going to be 3 parts of the DLC pack. And one of them is a challenge map, and then a 2-part series, which is Burial at Sea. So at least they're delivering on that promise. But if they were to release another 3 episodes after that, and we have to pay for a separate season pass to get those episodes, that's where it becomes ridiculous in terms of season passes.
Going back to the football analogy, it's like paying to watch the season on football, but like on TV, but not getting any of the playoff games.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, okay. Let me just put something out there as far as. Because I was thinking about the whole thing with the DLC pass for BioShock Infinite. What the issue with that was they did what people wanted. They didn't start working on DLC or really doing much with it until after the game was done and out. And they're like, all right, we're going to be doing this thing. And people were like, yay. So then it's like, well, where's all our shit? And it's like, well, we have to make it. And it's like, well, we want it now. Well, you can't. If you wanted it now, we would have had to start it back then. But you hate it when we start things back then, when we were still working on the game or finishing that up. So we waited until the end to really announce anything. So no one really wins with DLC, honestly. Because either you don't get it fast enough, or why isn't it a part of the game already?
Well, it's not that nobody wins with DLC. It's nobody wins with season passes.
I wouldn't say so much on that. Like, my roommate's really happy with what he got with his season pass for Borderlands 2, and he's still buying the DLC. Like, he's really happy with what he got out of it, because it wasn't just challenge maps. It was content. And on top of that, all the new stuff, he's like, I actually legitimately want to play these things. These are all really interesting things that I want to play with this game because I've already played the hell out of it. Why would I not want to play more? So really, it's a matter of how you make that DLC. If it's challenge maps, go fuck yourself. If it's actual content that adds to the game and characters... I'm just saying...
You are just saying. No, I was just going to mention that for Borderlands 2 specifically, I do know that some of them were announced or were plotted out before they released the initial game, but some of them have been done afterwards since they've released the game.
The thing about Borderlands 2 is that the Seasons Pass referred to specific content DLC, so like Tiny Tina's Dungeon Master thing.
Which
like,
was the bomb.
Yeah, amazing. But so, stuff like that was included in the Seasons Pass, but the additional characters, Cage and the... Krieg.
Psycho.
And all the skins.
Yeah, the Psycho.
Too.
And all the skins, those were not included in the Season Pass.
Gage was. I found it really fun.
Pre-order.
Gage,
Nope.
Gage
Oh,
pre-order
yeah,
bonus.
pre-order bonus. So she was there. I got that.
So, I mean, Borderlands 2 did have the Seasons Pass, but there was a lot of other DLC that was not part of that. So it's really interesting because Season Pass is a new thing, and we're still just trying to see how developers actually use it and how they're going to go about it.
John, you wanted to say something about Street Fighter 2 and this whole DLC topic?
Oh, he has some noisy next door neighbors.
All right. Well, can I just add one more thing on this DLC, and then I guess we can maybe move on?
I would just like to add one more thing too, but go ahead.
You would, would you?
Well,
Will I
move
let
on.
you?
So
I'll be
into
quick.
Bioshock.
I'll be quick, but it's new news turn.
All right. So, like, you look at a year ago when you bought a season pass, say for like Call of Duty, you pay what $50 and you get all those map packs. Whereas now with Borderlands 2, as an example, you're paying $30 for these 4 seasons, and then you got to pay for these other separate characters, and you got to pay for skins if you want them, and you got to pay for extra missions on top of the season pass and the game. You're spending close to like $80 or $100 on the game that should have just been $60 or like, I don't know, like $80 or something with the season pass already, everything included.
Didn't you pay that much for the original Borderlands? Which,
Can I say something real quick, like 2 seconds? It kind of reminds me of when MMOs make that what is it called? The lifetime sub, where it's like $100 for forever, but
and you get everything.
But it's not doing the same thing. It's like season pass sounds like a season pass. You get whatever is in that season. And that's what it should be, but it's not.
Here's the cool thing about the DLC, though, is you don't have to buy it. If you don't like the game enough to where you want to keep expanding upon it with, like, more missions or whatever else it is, you don't have to buy it. You don't have to get it. You can completely ignore it. And on top of that, for any developers out there, honestly, if don't announce DLC and stuff like like with BioShock Infinite, I think they should have waited until they were actually like in the process or halfway done with the first part of the DLC to announce the season pass, because then you'll avoid any of that aggravation, because the game's done then, and also you're almost done with that first one. It's like, hey, it's coming out next month, buy your thing now.
The problem with the DLC, the announcing it midway through the game, is you get a lot of people who buy the game immediately and say, oh, well, since I have the game now, I might as well get the season pass, and that's what they, focus on. But the problem with the BioShock DLC was they are creating an entire new AI character out of scratch, I believe. So that's what's taken, a little bit longer with the DLC. But what we are shown so far with this BioShock DLC is we got the Clash in the Clouds, which are basically challenge maps. And I know a lot of people online were complaining, oh, BioShock was fun, but we had all these huge epic battles that were promised to us in the E3 trailers over the past few years, so we wanted more of that. And I think that's why the Clash in the Clouds was released, because they're giving you those epic battles that really wouldn't fit well into the story, narrative-wise. But now you can just go crazy and shoot up as many handyman and firemen as you want. But they also announced a return to Rapture, where you are in Rapture pre everything goes to shit.
Yep.
Which looks really, really cool.
Yeah, they have a trailer out now, and it's very interesting, because I'm not going to spoil anything that happens in BioShock for people who still have not finished it, but...
The first one?
Infinite.
Oh, okay. You just said BioShock, and I'm like, wait, who hasn't... Sorry.
Whatever. But essentially, this is an alternate reality of, like, the same characters, Booker and Elizabeth, but they're in Rapture on the eve of Rapture falling into mayhem, as you play in the first Bioshock game. And it's very interesting because it's really exploring Rapture again with the new engine, with all the new awesome technology, and it looks amazing, honestly.
That sounds amazing.
I squealed a little when I saw it, looking at all the little sisters just staring at you creepily. It warms my heart.
It's a really different style, which I really like, because the original Bioshock games, 1 and 2, were very, like, survival horror, and then Infinite was not so much. It was much more adventure shooter, and this is straight up film noir.
Which I love. Yeah. That is, like, the best.
Like, they're doing so much with this series, and I love it so much.
Well, what was it? I'm trying to figure out who the AI character is, because obviously Elizabeth's not.
Elizabeth, you're going to play as Elizabeth during the second set of story DLC. So I'm assuming maybe that it's either Booker is your AI character. I don't know. So you have to create a guy that's going around and shooting everyone while you create tears. I'm not sure. That's pure speculation. There's also, you could also control, I don't know, maybe a Big Daddy companion, or
how about that other little
Songbird
sister that escaped? I forgot her name.
Oh, that's like 20 years into the future.
I'm thinking it might be a little sister, like the original little sister. I think she was in BioShock 2, right?
Yeah, but that's still
the one that grew up.
Yeah, she's old in the future though. She's like, I guess, would be around.
Yeah, I don't know
ages.
the story too well, but I know it's really interesting. I think I followed it a little bit.
It's just a lot of speculation because Ken Levine, whatever however you pronounce it, he likes to throw twists into his games.
He does.
So we really don't have any idea like what his take on it is. The only thing that I can think of, it doesn't seem like Elizabeth and Booker had the same relationship that they had in Infinite, and it's very curious. Without going into spoilers,
it seemed like they didn't know each other.
Exactly. So I don't
move on.
Kevin Levin, or however you pronounce his
Levine.
Actually did announce like there's going to be more upcoming on the PS4 and the Vita, I believe. But speaking of the PS4, we have some news about that, I hear tell.
Yeah.
We don't, do we?
No,
the
we
PS4
don't.
and the divided RAM?
Oh, the divided RAM. There was some rumors going around that, that everyone was saying, oh, the PS4 has so much more RAM to use for games, but now there are rumors going around that basically some of that RAM is divided to the operating system, just like the Xbox One's is. But since games are being developed for the PS4 right now that have 6 gigabytes of RAM, I believe, they're saying that the PS4 will still have more capabilities than the Xbox One in that regard.
Well, yeah, because the Xbox One originally was saying, because it's running 3 OSs, 1 gig of RAM each to one of the 5 gigs of RAM towards games. So, with that being 6, it's more, but it's not that much more.
Yeah, it's just,
Whoa, Jay. Whoa. Whoa.
What?
You got a horse running through there?
Oh god, is my keyboard
on
that
your
loud?
Keyboard?
Yeah, it sounds like
I'm
you got
so-
a horse
I'm
like
so
galloping
sorry.
through the room.
Wow. I did not realize it was that loud. I apologize.
yeah, so back to the thing. The PS4 is still turning out to be a more capable gaming machine than the Xbox One. There have been a lot of screenshots of upcoming games that are comparing the two, and the PS4 is said by a lot of developers to look better than the Xbox One. Don't know if that's just them, being good developers and praising the system that they're about to release on, or I don't know. I'm just waiting to see when everything comes out.
What I'm really enjoying about even an announcement like that, which could lead to negative press for Sony, they just kind of brush their shoulders off and continue on. And I think Sony as a company this generation around, because I think the 360 was a little bit stronger than the PS3 last generation. And the reason I feel they're so much stronger is because they haven't backpedaled at all throughout any of the announcements.
Yeah, that's been Microsoft's job.
Hey, maybe we'll do a price drop. I don't know, guys.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh,
Will
yes.
you love us now?
Speaking of, all the backpedaling Microsoft has been doing, were rumors going around that were basically saying that that Microsoft was going to have a re-reveal of the Xbox One with all the new features that they're introducing and, shitty ones that they're dropping. It's kind of a new system that they're releasing than the one that was announced in May.
That's kind of nuts.
Yeah, but then Major Nelson commented on Reddit about a day ago and said that just simply that the source wasn't legitimate. But I don't know if that's Major Nelson just working on what little information he has, or
what
just...
I was gonna say, what I think they should do is not like a full major event like they did with the Xbox One reveal, but just like a 20-minute video, kind of like a Nintendo conference or something, just saying, hey, here are all the features, here's what's new, and then like one new game or something to kind of get people's attention.
Yeah, the problem is with it is I think that it would be a good idea to reassure the community what they're aiming for, that they're centered around games and for gamers. And while the first reveal was, hey, we have TV and ESPN, the only problem is they run the risk of, making another huge PR blunder that could set them back right before the release of the console. And I don't know if they are willing to put themselves on the line like that. It's kind of a high-risk, high-gain scenario.
Does anyone know if the Xbox is going to be at Gamescom?
It is. They are announcing some new games, and they're going into more detail about their how developers can create games on every Xbox One.
Hey, so Louis, just so you know, slowly I'm starting to like the Xbox One more and more. I'm just gonna let you know.
Yeah, I mean, even though that like people say, oh, Microsoft is just doing this because they're losing money or they're losing people to the PS4. I mean, it doesn't really matter what their motivation is as long as they're willing to change it, but in my opinion.
Here's the problem as a consumer, right? So they took away family share, right? And then, or they initially had family share, and then they took it all back because of the PS3 or a PS4 reveal. Now they're saying there's a rumor that family share might come back. So with the back and forth with Xbox, and I know that there has to be a firmware update pretty much day one to take away all the DRM restrictions. What's not to say that later on they're going to be like, oh, guess what? Mandatory firmware update again, and we're putting back the DRM. Thanks for buying our system.
I think while that is, a definite possibility, I think from as a company, that would be a huge mistake, and they'd be shooting themselves in the foot by doing that. They'd be taking away all the goodwill that they are slowly gaining back, and I don't think they're really, really willing to risk all of that unless they do it very, very slowly, kind of like putting a frog in a frying pan and turning up the heat so it won't jump out. That's kind of what they would do to consumers, add little changes so people don't immediately switch to Sony until it's too late to really get out of the
right, so they don't even realize it's happening until it's actually happened.
Well, the thing is that they, as a company, like Lou was saying, they don't want to just be like the evil villain who pulls the wool over our eyes, because they realize that that's going to make them seem like an awful person. Like, they need consumers to trust them and to like them and to be willing to spend money on their products. So they're doing the best they can to play nice and fix things that were really a detriment to getting consoles off the shelves, So I don't think that we're gonna see like the evil, sinister Microsoft like, haha, now that you buy your console, we'll take your money. Like that's not gonna happen. They know that they need consumer trust.
Unless they really do plan on like hopping out of like the games market. But speaking of the PS4, I did hear rumors that the Star Wars Battlefront would be a PS4 exclusive. Anyone else hear about that?
I hope not.
I haven't
That'd
played
be a
it.
bad move.
That would suck. I don't want
If
that.
EA's
I want that
developing
on my
it, it's gonna be on
PC,
every
thank
console
you.
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And PC, hopefully.
That was my first PC game.
What I heard about
Hell yeah,
Battlefront,
Louis.
Yeah.
what I heard about Battlefront, and this just came out recently, is that they're going to have it coincide with Episode 7 in 2015.
Really interesting.
That's a smart one.
Really? I
Wow.
heard it was summer of 20...
Yeah, I mean, there's been a
Summer
bunch
of,
bunch of rumors. It says, like, my source that I have up right now says that it won't arrive until at least April 2014.
Yeah,
My
I heard it was
sources.
2014, but then I tried to look for it and failed miserably.
And then the Star Wars movie is supposedly in summer of 15, so it's a lot of speculation. It's all over the place right now.
It was
Boba Fett better return. I'm sorry.
Just heroes in general.
Oh, speaking of Boba Fett, since we are
Boba Fett.
right, since we're on
hey,
that,
it was
there's
a-
going to be a Boba Fett movie, by the way.
Oh no. What was it? 1313, that Star Wars game that was canceled when LucasArts shut down.
3013.
That yeah, exactly. That was supposed to be a game about Boba Fett when he was just becoming a bounty hunter.
But yeah,
so now
there's
I'm like,
actually supposed to be a movie coming out. They asked Ewan McGregor, I think that's his name, the guy who played young Obi-Wan,
yeah.
about whether they called him for another movie, since there was going to be a Boba Fett and a Han Solo movie, and he had no clue about it.
All right,
Well,
so
That is
I'm
a
going
sexy
to-
beast.
I'm going to audition for
I will
Boba Fett,
agree.
BRB.
Agreed.
So I double checked, and what happened was during EA's stockholders meeting today, the EA CFO said that the Star Wars Battlefront game will coincide with the movie probably in the summer of 2015.
So I guess it has time
Dun,
to
dun,
simmer.
dun.
Originally, it was slotted for summer of 2014.
Nice. Now we are running low on time, but we did have one more topic that everybody is actually really, really eager to discuss. So we'll jump right into this without any actual segue whatsoever. Philfish canceling
Awesome
Fast
segue.
2.
Fish. Okay,
Sad news.
That shitstorm.
Guess what? We're gonna
no
get
one-
hate mail from Amen. 3, 2,
Oh,
1.
rough.
Okay, if people haven't heard, basically, Phil Fish was the guy who was working on Fez 2 and worked on Braid as well.
No.
Did he?
No.
No.
I thought he was part of
That
it.
was Jonathan Blow. Jonathan Blow
yeah.
created Braid. He made Fez 1.
Yeah, and they're working together. My bad. Sorry.
Wait, what?
Jonathan
Yeah.
Blow.
They're working together?
What?
Yeah, they were working together.
What?
Yes, that's
On
what happened.
what? On what?
On Fez 2.
They were?
Yes.
No, because
News
Blow.
to
This
me.
is
Wait a
yeah,
minute,
this
wait,
is
wait,
news to me.
Blow was making the witness for the PS4.
Yeah, he's making the witness.
All right, maybe I misread it
You're
somewhere.
fired now.
But
Yeah, Louis. Sit in the corner.
Well, anyway,
Louis is deleted.
forget what I said. He was working on Fez 2, and he is a very outspoken individual, let's say.
It's true.
And editor, or his name is Marcus Beer. He runs this show called The Annoyed Gamer, and he basically was calling out Fez or Fish, and Fish got very upset about it, and they had a little spat over Twitter that basically devolved into Fish saying, "Screw this, I'm out."
Well,
And
He
he
did
walked out.
say it wasn't the only reason.
to clarify, calling out Fish is a bit of an understatement. He was being a huge jackass, basically.
Huge jackass.
And
Marcus
I mean,
Beer?
No,
Yeah.
the aggravated game.
Yeah,
that's
gamer.
Marcus Beer.
Yeah,
sorry.
Marcus Beer.
And the problem with that was that people started following Beard and basically just name calling Fish throughout the whole Twitter.
Okay,
And he wasn't helping himself.
I actually watched the thing where he was talking about it. Yes, he was being vicious about it, but he was being very honest about the way he felt about the whole situation, and he had good points. He was saying, it was like, listen, if you guys are going to go out there, put yourselves out there as these big examples of what it is to be an indie developer. One, you need to actually be the type of person that indie developers can look up to, and two, you also need, don't put yourself out there if in the instant that the media comes to you and says, hey, what do you think about this? You just kind of say, fuck you, what do we look like? The voices of indie development? It's like, yes, you are. You positioned yourselves to be that.
Wait.
He was waiting for the Xbox One dev kit for it to be officially announced before he commented on it.
So,
that's at least what I can gather from his Twitter history.
Essentially what happened was he was asked to comment on the Xbox One and indie developers, but we don't have enough information about it, so he was like, actually, I'm not going to comment about this yet because I don't know enough. And that's what spurred this, like, oh, he's not going to talk about this. But it's kind of reasonable to think, like, well, he didn't want to make a statement that would possibly backfire because he didn't know enough.
Did he even have plans to make it for the Xbox One, though? Because in an interview, wasn't he saying that Fez 2 would not go to the Xbox One just because of their whole stance on indie games?
It wasn't even that. It was just commenting about indie developers and the Xbox One. That was it.
Yeah.
All the same, just even listening to the way that, like, if you look at the way Phil Fish reacts, he cannot take criticism. Period.
Oh, absolutely.
He does not take it. And yeah, it's just the fact that it drives me nuts that he can't even take the smallest bit of criticism. He picks fights with people who are just random people on the internet.
He is a big baby, and nobody's going to deny that at all. But
and to be fair, I think he's also like on the verge of like a small mental breakdown right now.
Yeah, he's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that is like a lot of crazy going on around there. So
it's hard for us to say, like, oh, you shouldn't have acted like this when we don't have to deal with it. And yes, he probably puts himself in a lot of those positions to begin with, but he's still under more pressure than we are just, talking about it, or even Marcus criticizing him. I mean, he's... Sorry, someone could say something.
Has anybody actually played Fez?
Yes.
All right.
It's amazing.
It's an amazing game. It's really well made. I love it.
But the reason it got so much limelight throughout this whole thing, and the whole reason Fish himself got any recognition, was because of, what was it called? Indie Game the Movie?
The Indie Game the Movie, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I think that if he wouldn't have been so spotlighted in that movie, most of this probably wouldn't have happened.
I mean, you can't blame that. It's honestly just a whole huge range of factors, and like Fish tweeted, like, this was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, that he's just he was at his breaking point, and that's really what we're witnessing. It's just someone he might have put himself in bad positions and kind of spurned it on himself, but we're really just witnessing someone who has been just so hated on by the internet, and he broke.
Okay,
and that's what sucks about the internet, is that there's more people who are out there to say, hey, your game sucks and all these negative things, than there are people to say, hey, you did a great game.
Yeah, and that's what shows, that shows...
I was scolding you,
Were you raising your hand?
To talk.
What was that?
You are interrupting.
I was raising my hand, sorry.
That was very rude.
Am I allowed to talk, or should I give someone else a turn?
Continue.
No, that was literally my last thing.
Wow.
Okay, now you're allowed to talk. I feel like a school teacher.
Oh, I wanted to say something.
Riley, you can talk, and I'm after you.
Thank you. Just to say, though, this isn't something that occurred after the indie movie. Even during the creation of the indie movie, he was incredibly stressed out about a billion different things. Before that, he even made his whole, sort of famous quote of, it's like someone said something about him about his game. He's like, I'm nominated to win an award. Suck on my dick. Choke on it. And it's like, this is before he was even famous or anyone really knew exactly who he was. I mean, this was back when the game was like in development, like still pretty unknown. So
I would say
this
the
has
same
always
thing.
been an attitude that he has always had.
All right. If we just take a step back and, just ignore Phil Fisher's actions, while some might argue for them and some might argue against it, and both sides have very valid points, we need to look at ourselves as gamers. Because right now we, especially through Twitter and all sorts of social media forums, we are just absolutely berating people. Like, we look at David Vonderhaar for Black Ops 2. When patch notes were released about certain guns getting nerfed by fractions of a second, he was getting death threats. We have Rocket, who's working on the DayZ standalone, who's getting just constantly harassed because it's not out yet. And we think as gamers, we have the right to tell these people who are working on our stuff that we need it now or else. It's like going into the back.
I don't think you should pull me in with those types of people.
Well, no, but
I
that's
agree
just that's an outspoken
There's
minority
always that
at
group,
least.
though.
But it's just ridiculous. No one else is
Yeah,
stopping it.
We do. They are much more vocal now, and to be fair, to be honest, they are the they're the ones that people see.
Here's the thing.
The vocal minority.
Yeah.
This is how you deal with people on the internet. You ignore them.
But
You
it's
don't listen to them.
Camilla,
Developers
Don't
can't
let them
ignore
get
that.
through.
Camilla on Twitter is a badass because he'll just say "fuck off" to all of you.
Exactly.
Developers-
Or
And
just
it's
say
brilliant,
that.
but you can't
It's like,
expect
don't-
everybody to do that.
And if I was a developer, that's exactly what I say. I would say, if you can't make the game yourself, shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
But why?
Exactly.
We shouldn't. No one's coming to these people's defenses. We are just berating them.
Well, it's not
No,
even.
but
It's
no
not even
one's-
just that. To
And
be
most
honest,
of these
because
guys are like
sorry.
Most of these guys are like indie guys, so they don't have big companies,
We
supporting
don't
them or
need
have
to
their
come
back.
to their defense. That's not the problem.
All
They
right,
can
so-
handle
Okay,
themselves.
if
They're
you
adults.
were working on something and say you were,
I wouldn't listen to the dumb shit.
But
It's
it's
that
hard
simple.
when you
No,
get
it's that
hundreds
simple.
of people constantly every day without rest insulting you and demanding more and more from you. It's hard. Not everyone can just tune it out.
All right, so
Sounds like the
here's
military.
here's my question for
One
the
at a
group.
time.
Here's my question for the group. Do you think that Cliffy B's letter is going to be able to pull Fish back into the gaming industry?
I hope
No.
so.
I genuinely think he's done.
think he just needs. I think he needs
I think
time
he needs
to cool
time.
down.
Yeah, he is not in a very happy place right now. I think he really just needs time. He might be.
Don't take my cynicism or my dislike of Fish's attitude and the type of person he is as me saying I think he's a bad developer. I think he made an amazing game, and I want to see more out of him, if anything. The problem is his attitude is a huge issue. He just needs to learn to take criticism, because like any bully, if you react to the bullying,
But
if you react to bullying, it gets worse.
So the
But
thing,
in the end, nobody's going to care about his attitude while they're playing the game. If the game's good, I don't care about his attitude. I just want to enjoy the game.
Exactly, that's what I'm
my
saying.
point.
He made a good game. Let him make another one, and just ignore the haters, or just tell him to just fuck off, and then you're done.
So I agree, but I think what Louis is trying to bring up here, and Louis actually wrote an article about this, which I would recommend people check out, is that it's specifically gamers, like this industry more than any other industry. This is just rampant. Like, you never see this with film, like fans of film. You never see this. Like,
Yes,
it's
you do.
so.
I actually beg to differ.
No, not to this extent. To this extent, are you kidding me? Like, the only thing that comes close to this is like
Star
Justin
Wars
Bieber.
being remastered.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Sure.
You see it a lot more because you're in this industry. That's the
Well-
biggest thing. Are you really in the movie industry that much to be able to notice those kinds of things?
Actually, yes.
Yeah,
I was a film major. I actually keep up with film
snap.
a ton. Sorry to shut you down on that, but actually, yes, I follow this a lot.
No,
and
it was
it's
a question.
Just rampant.
Yeah, there is criticism of films and filmmakers and
like
actors.
Music, it's all there. It's just with gaming, it's absurd. Yeah. It's vicious.
More violent and outspoken and vicious with games.
Well, it's just
I think that letter from Cliffy B is gonna get him back in. I mean, somebody like a major developer like Cliffy B, who made, if people don't know, he made the Gears of War series. That's a big push. That's a really positive thing for Fish to hear, and I think that's actually gonna throw him back in.
Cliffy B actually made his first game when he was like 16 years old and went on to essentially create like Epic what it is today. Like, if there is a guy out there, and he's young too, and so it's one of those things of, if there's anyone who can honestly go out there and be like, you need to get back in there, it's going to be Cliffy B. Because as much as he may look like the tool or whatever, he is an amazing game developer, and he knows what he's talking about, and he sees talent when if he can point it out, you better believe there's talent there.
Yeah,
I just hope that more indie developers come out and side with Fish to kind of bring him back.
I want him back. I want him to make Fez 2. I want him to make any game, because I guarantee it's gonna. I don't want to guarantee it's gonna be good, but it's gonna be good. I can't wait for the next game that he makes. I just think he needs to work on his attitude and just come back to this fresh.
I think he needs to put on his big boy pants and just go back to making Fez.
I think he needs to freaking take the internet with a grain of salt, because there's criticism everywhere on the internet, and shit happens.
Or, in his case, he could just disappear and literally, like a month beforehand, just be like, hey, so Fez 2's coming out. Then just disappear again. And then the game comes out.
That would be the smartest, actually, option for him to do. If he reintroduces himself into the whole Twitter sphere, then he's going to bring back like all that insults and just rampant criticism that he was getting, just because people can. And he just needs to stay quiet, keep his nose to the grindstone, get that shit done, release it.
Word.
Indeed.
All right, so good chat, guys.
Good chat.
Very good.
As you can tell, we all have our own opinions on this particular issue.
Out.
I really didn't have an opinion on it. I just kind of stayed quiet.
Gary doesn't care.
I honestly just want to hear what everybody else is going to start writing about it, especially all the comments that we're going to get on the site itself. Who wrote the article?
I did. Louis wrote the article.
Louis did.
It's like 1,400 words. I put a lot of thought into it, just approaching it from a very...
He is very bitter, so please read it.
I'm not bitter.
It's really good, just saying.
It got featured for 20 minutes. He's very
amazing.
Bitter.
Is it positive towards Fish?
It's not. It approaches it from kind of a middle ground standpoint.
Neutral standpoint?
Yeah, neutral, exactly. You know, no one's innocent in this situation, but everyone has a little bit to work on and fix.
I'm innocent in this situation.
From the developer point of view and from the gamers. I know us, we are good people. We don't go and criticize devs. We don't count in this conversation. But also, we haven't done anything to stand up and defend anyone. So maybe we are guilty through inaction. I don't know. Read my article, then you'll find out.
I guess if I was in a social media situation, I would try to defend it. But I really don't go on Twitter, and I play video games, dude.
Twitter's its whole own world. It's a crazy whole thing.
It's interesting.
It's another beast.
I don't really care what other people say.
Speaking of social media and everything, we do have a few bits of news to announce about our actual podcast itself. It will be changing in the upcoming weeks.
Oh dear.
Starting next week, in fact, there'll be quite a big change. You'll actually see the faces behind these strange and crazy voices.
Yes, we're being discontinued.
Yeah.
I'm as pretty as I sound.
I'm actually
We will be
Louis
faces.
is as pretty as he sounds with great hair.
I'm not
He is
sure.
all the
Amazing
sex
hair.
appeal. So yeah, starting next week, we will be doing a video podcast. Hopefully, we won't screw this up too badly because, as I mentioned before, we are the official GameSkinny podcast.
We will also be probably getting new members as well. In the
Well,
coming
that'll be
months.
the week after.
Well,
in theory.
yeah, that'll be in a while.
Coming months.
Yes.
Exactly. We'll have new nuggets to train.
No,
Our
Oh,
next show
yay.
will not be the first, or will not be the last, I should
he's the
say.
first. He's the first.
Hazing
No, you're
new
the first,
interns.
dear.
Whoa. I don't count. I joined on episode 4.
True.
But
Okay.
No,
What is life?
no, we gotta
It
haze
is-
him.
Just keep an eye out because big changes are happening with this podcast.
big things
For
are coming.
you.
Big
We've done
things
If you
Seven
for
build
you.
it, they will
Yes.
come.
Oh.
So yeah, I hope you check us out next week. We will be streaming at the same time, Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, Twitch TV/GSRoundTable. And check us out on GameSkinny. We're all here. We write things.
Keep
Keep
on.
on it, Jay.
Keep
Stop
on.
driving your horse.
James already on it. Already on it.
I apologize.
Ooh, yeah, we're also
So-
having with the stuff that we're writing about this week.
Can
The Dragon Slayer
can,
stuff?
Yeah, the
Slayer.
Dragon Slayers.
Dragon Slayer.
dragon.
We're going dragon slaying this weekend? Awesome.
We're going dragon slaying this
I've been known
weekend.
to slay a few dragons in my day.
I slayed Puff the Magic Dragon.
Oh.
We
That's a
don't talk about these things.
That's
Guild
a different
Lunch,
weekend.
our parent company, is running the Dragon Slayer Awards, which you can check out if you visit GameSkinny. And
Whoop.
put your vote in for several different categories, including most passionate fan base. Phil Fish is not on here, but others are. And if you want to cast your vote in, please feel free.
We'll put a link at in the GameSkinny article post.
Vote Tinkerballs for president.
Oh, I have a slight bit of
I'm
news.
president.
I have a slight bit of news.
Shit.
I have an interview with Guild Umbra tomorrow.
Yay!
Oh,
It's
dang.
exciting. It's exciting.
What kind of interview?
To join their gaming community.
Well, that doesn't count.
It does count.
It counts. It counts. Congratulations, man.
Congratulations.
Congrats, buddy.
So,
Congratulations.
what are you playing? What are you
Everything.
guys playing? Let's start
Playing
with the
Down the
nudist.
intro list.
We're going down the intro list.
All right, so for
Am I
about
even on the
the
intro list?
fourth week in a row, I'm still playing Ni no Kuni, and that's
Good
pretty
lord.
much
Oh,
it.
snap.
Aw,
Have you not
snap.
beat that yet?
I have beat it, but there's so much side quests, and I like to platinum games.
Gary?
I play all the things, so I will be continuing to play all the things.
You're so interesting right now. Jay?
I will be playing a bit of League of Legends, testing out this new patch because there's so much new stuff. I'm also going to be playing some XCOM. I picked that up in the Steam Summer Sale, and I cannot get enough of that game. Oh my god.
Oh, I bought the older one.
It
was
is
like $2 or something.
It is so much fun.
Are you talking
Oh
about
my god.
what is it? Enemy Unknown?
Yes.
You know they announced, or they didn't announce, but they said Enemy Within might be coming out soon.
Yeah, there's the Bureau Declassified as well, that whole thing. There's a lot going on in XCOM, but I am just discovering the actual game itself, and I could easily just sit down and play that game for an entire day. It is amazing.
And it's free on the PlayStation Network if you have PlayStation Plus, by the way.
It is.
Yep.
See, you learned good things from listening to us. How about John?
Final Fantasy 11, more than likely.
Kicking it old school.
I'm at that point in my
That
life.
point. Louis?
I'm playing this game called Outside, and I'm trying to level up my character's stamina. So I'm playing just a lot of. It's a joke, guys.
That was a joke.
I get it. I get it. You're going outside.
I did not catch that at all. I'm like, oh, what's this new game outside? It's an RPG with stamina stats?
I was about to say, like, I actually heard
We're
Go
gonna
on.
play this game.
The graphics are fantastic.
The sun
but
is overpowered. I keep getting burned.
Nerf
Yeah,
the
it's,
sun.
it's pretty imbalanced.
Too
Pretty
much
imbalanced.
bloom.
Too much
Unfortunately, I've played and beaten pretty much all the video games I own at the moment. So right now, I am just going back and getting all the achievements that I can get on the games I already own, so I can just brag about my pointless gamer score.
You bring shame to the Steam Summer Sale. Shame.
Hey, I bought Scribblenauts, but, I'm not going to brag about that.
I think you already did. Didn't you do that last week?
Well, I'm not going to brag about it again. What do I
got a game. I got a game that we can brag about. Secret of the Magic Crystals.
Oh,
I'm gonna punch you in the tits.
Yep.
Is that what you'll be playing, Riley?
Is that the one with the witch?
Ever playing? No, it's about raising freaking unicorns. Where the hell have you been?
I don't know. I was playing Rainbow Unicorn Attack and that was pretty damn awesome.
Just got that on my phone.
That
love
was
that game.
Sexy.
I still go back and play that every once in a while, and I just smile. That's just what happens.
It's brilliant. So pretty. How about Tanker?
I regret buying the unicorn game.
No, you don't.
I fucking hate it.
It's the greatest.
Oh,
Darksiders?
Video games. Oh yeah, I got that game now.
Also,
I'll probably be playing, Darksiders, Darksiders 2. I want to get on League of Legends a little bit and check out the patch. And probably Firefall, because I'm obsessed with that game now.
Oh.
Yes!
If anybody
High five.
has
I need to thump more.
if anybody has Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition,
I'll go thumping with you.
Oh,
PC?
right.
God
I
damn
still
it.
got the regular Super Street Fighter 4 on PS3.
well, if anybody has a PC, I'm Sup Moogie. If you want to get scraped this weekend. What?
How about Ernesto? What is our newbie playing today?
Nothing. He's running errands for us because he's getting hazed.
Oh yeah.
I'm just kidding.
All right,
Also,
so
give me a ring pop, bitch.
With his beer arms?
Yes, that is a thing.
Ernesto, what are you playing?
I'm drunk, so nothing hurts right now. Hold on. I'm going to be playing. I'm still trying to finish up Deadpool, and I think I'm gonna go pull Assassin's Creed 3 because I still haven't finished the third DLC content.
Yeah.
No Assassin's
Sweet.
Creed.
I'm going to be boring and playing Civ 5 because I love that game. And we were playing vanilla with Gary.
Oh
and
my
Gary
God.
was bad.
I was so bad.
And my
Gary
computer
so
crashed
bad.
over and over again.
Exactly.
We had a lot of issues trying to play Civ 5.
If you're trying to watch
it was
a
a
stream
struggle.
Civ 5, which I can't imagine anybody would want to watch a stream of Civ 5, particularly considering how badly we started out.
Oh my
I
God,
broke
it was
Jay's
rough.
computer is basically what happened.
Yes.
It was rough.
Yes.
I'm not,
So,
I'm not
now I
only-
need to get
I'm
my
sad
fix.
about that.
Gods and Kings sucked, in my opinion, but Brave New World made it all better.
I'm not only breaking my own computers now, I'm also breaking everybody else's.
Yes.
You're
Can't deal with
welcome.
you then.
You're welcome, guys.
Stay away from my computer, I'll kill you.
But yeah, thank you for joining us. We've gone a little bit over time now, but
Oh, do you mind if I
all
say
the
one thing?
more. Why does everyone keep doing this?
I just wanted to say I'm gonna be streaming something after this. Or at least attempting. I was gonna try and stream Two Worlds 2 because I don't know why I bought it because it was dirt cheap, and I'm gonna play that and see how god awful it is because I've heard it pretty damn bad. And I'm gonna be sending you guys all a link, but my channel's called Hateful Games on Twitch TV. So yeah.
Why don't you stream it on the GameSkinny?
Actually, as long as we're butting in on the outro, I would like to briefly just pimp out a site that I also help out on called cloth5.com, which is a League of Legends analysis blog thing. So if anyone is interested in League of Legends, go check out cloth5.com because it's really, really awesome content and I highly recommend.
I'm not wearing pants.
Can I say one more thing?
That's okay.
I want to say one more thing. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for
Adios.
listening.
Goodbye.
I am going
Hugs
to
for
control
all.
this rabble
I'm done.
someday, and it will happen beginning
It's-
next week. You will be
You know
able
what?
to see me crack
It's not
the
gonna
whip.
happen.
This
I
is
will
what's gonna
crack
happen
that
right now.
whip,
I don't have a camera.
and I will have
How's
you
that gonna
to
work
let
out?
you watch.
My
Goodbye.